This here is the RME M1610 Pro, and it's a 16-channel interface. You can send the 16 channels to your main interface, I guess, which might be the UFX Plus or the UFX2, through the ADAT out ports. But if those are all used up by some other thing, like in my case, you can also send these 16 channels out through the MADI. And the MADI port is an optional expansion card that needs to be purchased separately, at least with this unit and the mic, the 12 mic preamp, which is also a 1 unit rack mount from RME. It's got the 12 microphone inputs in the front. So the real thing is right here. So we've got maybe an on button, or maybe this push knob is an on button. We've got headphones, a menu, one little button. Nothing much doing on the front side of it. We have the plugs for the double redundancy, the power switch in the back, which in a rack is not useful at all, but there's that button in the front that I think it probably doubles as a power button, so you don't need to worry about that. Here's those ADAT ports. But here's what we're after, the MADI. So as you can see inside there, it's all hollow. So there's something you need to put in there. But it looks really small and not at all the length of what MADI would be. There's some other TRS inputs here, and these are, I think, duplicates. Like it's another way to make use of these particular channels 11 through 16. You can't actually use these inputs and these ones simultaneously because it's up to 16 channels only. And then you have some output ports, so you can take this 8 channels out, or use these 2, or maybe unplug the other side of the snake out from the 1, 2 and use these. But yeah, they're just alternative ways. Here is the little expansion. You open this up, you should get a little card, and you should get a specialized cable, because as I said, it looks a bit smaller, and turns out it is. Now this is the standard size. They always come with MIDI, not MIDI, but MADI in and out, bolt together. This one, much smaller. So here we have the actual card itself. And yeah, this little guy, watch out for the data card on the back. That'll probably, little latch on the front. If we can remove the rubber protection thing, and then we've got this little thing. Looks extremely rudimentary. I think we should just plug it right on in. Hopefully that's the right way up. So now that's in, and then this cable, if I take out the rubber things here, it's the little one, so this one should, we'll slide that bar down, and then there we go. Oops. Let me just, there we go. Right. So, the other side of this is your standard side. Now, if for instance, you've got this unit that's way on the other side of the studio, and the whole point of you going MADI might be to run lengths of audio cable for a really long distance. If this was, say, to your stage box and you had to run this to front of house, this is a specialized cable, so it's only always going to be this length. That's why they've included this blue looking thing, which is sort of something of a bridge between the specialized cable and a standard MADI cable that you might be able to purchase separately. So we've got this, like this, just a little piece of plastic, really, and you can see right through it. It's kind of amazing to see if this actually works, but you can plug this end of it right, so that these grooves on the top here that will slide into the slots here, and these can be, you're in, and this other half can go to your main audio interface if you're using this as an extension. And wouldn't you know, I have my own separate cable that has the two standard. Hopefully this works. Now there's labeled A and B, so this side is A and that side's B, and that side's B and that side's A. I hope that works. Let me just plug that in here. Okay, so this is A and that's B, so that's going, so A is going to B and B is going to A. Hopefully that doesn't mess with anything. Maybe not. I mean, what's the worst that can happen is that your first 16 channels is actually your second batch of 8 channels. I mean 8 and 8, right? So maybe those two come in swapped around. But now this other end of the cable on the other end of this bridge can go into, maybe what you might have is the UFX Plus Fireface, and the back of that has a MIDI. I keep on saying MIDI. It's MADI. Well, it might not actually be MADI either. MADI, but who wants to say that all over again? So, yeah, just wanted to let you know the adventures of this box. Now, this paper, at least my experience with having to get this optional card, I'm going to see if it works later on. There's a MM and there's a SM. An MM is multi-mode and SM is single mode. This one here is the multi-mode. Otherwise it would say single mode, which is cheaper, but I don't know what the difference is. Multi-mode is more expensive and might be compatible with more devices. So until I learn exactly what that is, I say just play it safe and just go for the MM, the multi-mode, right? So that's all for now.